a favorite of everybody in the state of Texas and reality of wrestling. Tempo making his return. Last time we saw him was he was inside the ring with Will Allday, and what looked to be at first a friendly exchange, Chris Russo, turned ugly rather quickly.
Oh, I loved it. That's how you make a statement to welcome yourself back in. And what did those actions allow for Tempo to be right here at Summer of Champions?
Well, Carolina, I don't know about you. Russo was a fan. Were you?
No. I thought that was a very, very, very disrespectful thing for
Very.
Very.
Children, can you stop, please?
It was bad. You shouldn't be. The way that he tried to take out Will Allday, that was totally unfair.
Well, speaking of, we hear that music.
And his opponent, making his return from a torn bicep tendon from Houston, Texas, Allday, Will Allday!
An electric reaction from one of the most electric pro wrestlers in the industry today, Will Allday. A man who has main evented Summer of Champions before, and he adds another main event to his resume this week on week 1 of Summer of Champions. This time, though, Chris Russo, he is battling back from a serious injury.
Yeah, but if there is anyone that can feed off the adrenaline and the pressure from this situation, yeah, it's that man.
Well, we are getting ready. Referee MJ Bell calls for that bell. And here we go. Oh my God, Will Allday and Terrale Tempo.
That is not a good start for Will Allday.
And immediately Tempo tried to grab that arm.
Well, that arm is the surgically repaired arm of Will Allday, tearing a bicep while preparing for a upcoming match. Had a huge bicep tear where he had to go under the knife for it. The doctors told him he was going to be out for several months. Knowing Will Allday, he came back in half the time.
You know, some might call that brilliant to come back. I call it, well, maybe a touch foolish. We'll see.
Well, some people call you foolish, Chris Russo. That doesn't stop you from showing up to work. Fair, right? Okay. Terrale Tempo. All on Will Allday. Will Allday, though, fought us some daylight. Oh, my goodness.
I'm starting to wonder, Brad and Carolina, if there's any ring rust at all for Terrale Tempo being gone so long. We're talking about Will Allday being out of action. It's not like Tempo's been around.
You know what? Will Allday did tell me earlier that when he tried to hurt his arm, that showed him his weakness, that he was intimidated by Will Allday, because he said even at 50%.
Will Allday to the outside. And this reality of wrestling crowd loves Will Allday, and he lives up to that name. Not only is it his given name, his Christian name, if you will, but he lives up to the moniker of Allday because he is non-stop.
He is, and he's going to go flying here. No?
Okay. No, Terrale Tempo had it scouted. Tempo up to a vertical base. Oh, this is the first time we're seeing Terrale Tempo back in a reality wrestling ring in several years, actually. Terrale Tempo, though, no stranger to the row, a former reality of wrestling television champion and a former reality of wrestling Texas champion.
Yeah, you can make fun of me, Carolina, about you liked what he did. Last month, he was nowhere to be seen for Summer of Champions. Now, he's here main eventing Terrale Tempo. So you tell me, was he successful in trying to get himself here? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, he was successful, but look who he's going up against. Somebody who technically says he's at 50% right now. So are you successful if you go up against somebody who thinks they're at 50%?
That's not his fault. He's going to fight the opponent that's right in front of him, his Tempo. That's not his fault.
I mean, you know what? It's not his fault, but at the same time, it is kind of dirty that he did that.
It is dirty. All-day chants coming through the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena.
Tempo did tell me, though, that it's nothing personal. It's all business. He hates Row Nation. He hates all of Row Nation. And he said his goal is to burn the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena down.
Wait, hold on now.
That's what he said.
Are you still on his side now, Chris?
He said, quote me, I'm here to burn down the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena.
Wow.
And I hate all of Row Nation. They turned their back on me, and they never rooted for me when I was champion.
Watch out.
That's some vintage Terrale tempo right there. Here's the thing about tempo. Cover 1, 2. Although his attitude has seemed to turn a bit sour as of late, he is a freak athlete. This is a man who trained in mixed martial arts, who could have very well been in the Ultimate Fighting Championship as a top title contender, but his sport that he chose was professional wrestling, and he has excelled in that everywhere that he has been, including at Reality of Wrestling.
I mean, you talk about a multi-tool athlete. Look at this!
Up-a-roo, baby! Cover 1, 2, and a no! Wow!
So right now, we're seeing one of those tools on display. Unbelievable power. We've seen agility, and now here's another one. Intelligence.
Intelligence from who? Intelligence from Tempo or Will Allday? Because Will Allday is small, and he says what he lacks in size, he makes up for it in his intelligence.
Carolina Tempo is smart enough to work on that injured, surgically repaired bicep. Look at this.
You know, this is one I actually got to agree, I hate to say, with Chris Russo on it. I mean, Will Allday telling us about that injury, still having it not 100%. You see it still taped up. I mean, it's like chumming in the water. It's blood in the water for the shark.
Yeah.
Good on him. Good on Will Allday to want to compete, to be here, to give it his all. But Will is not 100%, and that's on him.
Well, right now, Will almost got 100% of that kick.
Can't capitalize, though, right this second. Look what Will's favoring.
Will's favoring that arm, but a big clothesline to the top, sending him right out in front of the brand new stage here at the Walker Texas Lawyer Arena.
This is awesome. Look at what we've got going on here. You know what? I think Will may want to christen this brand new stage. I know that look in his eyes.
I think Will Allday wants a closer look. There he goes. Flying through the air is Will Allday, and the crowd absolutely loves what they are seeing.
Now, he said he played wide receiver in football, but he looked like a defensive tackle right there.
Big flying tackle off the top with a, oh no! Looking for a big elbow drop.
Yeah, and then the knees right on that injured bicep. Here we go.
Oh man! That might be all paying dividends.
You see the recoil?
1, 2, 3. Two.
Gotta give MJ Bell credit.
This is exactly why Tempo has a chip on his shoulder, because of stuff like this.
You know what? I mean, MJ Bell says the shoulder was up. Perhaps the inertia, the centrifugal force of his hand coming down made the mat touch.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, Will's shoulder was up. That is the right call from MJ Bell.
It was the right call. It was the right call, and I can see why Tempo has a black heart here at Reality of Wrestling.
Well, I think this proves Tempo's point that he feels that the whole world is against him.
In some ways,
I mean, it seems like a conspiracy.
In some ways, I mean, I could see how you would draw that conclusion. But right now, Terrale Tempo off the second rope looking for paying dividends, but no, Will Allday counters. Will Allday counters.
Will Allday is adored amongst all the Row Nation. He's just looking for that moment. Will Allday's just looking for that right moment of opportunity. Holy smokes!
To close 1, 2, 3, and go.
Here is your winner, Allday!
Brad, that might have been the absolute farthest elbow drop I have ever seen inside of a wrestling ring.
Will Allday went 90% across the ring and was able to get a victory by a way in which we don't normally see from him. A flying elbow drop got him the 3 count here tonight.
Will Allday has one speed, and that speed is go. Integrity, authenticity wins every time.
Well, that is week 1 here at the Reality of Wrestling.
We got 2 more weeks?
We got 2 more weeks of this, and Will Allday. Wait a minute. Terrale Tempo, despicable, catching Will Allday after the match is already over. Oh yeah. Oh, you're real great, Tempo. With a cheap shot.
I mean, what does Tempo have to gain at this point?
He hates Row Nation.
Oh my goodness, what is he thinking? Will Allday. That arm right into the steel steps.
Can we get security out here or something?
I mean, we need somebody to break this up. This is not okay.
Oh my gosh, Tempo has got Allday's arm in those steel steps. Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
No! Oh my gosh! The surgically repaired arm of Will Allday. Well, ladies and gentlemen, not the ending to the first week of Summer of Champions we wanted to see. For my broadcast colleagues, Chris Russo and Carolina Teague, our director, Kevin Bernhardt, our executive producers, Booker and Charvel Huffman. My name is the Boat, Brad Gilmore, and we will see you on week 2 of Summer of Champions 10.